What's up? Welcome and welcome back to Naptime Builder. If you're new here, I appreciate you stopping in. If you ain't new, hey, I appreciate you coming back. We're about to strip down a couple of well, not a couple. We're going to strip down a bumpside dually. Maybe give that one a hood. We got some stuff going on. Y'all might want to see this. I'm just over here. I've been cleaning up a little bit. You know, the last thing I worked on was finishing up the home gym. And honestly, I really need to get back to wiring up the old 72 over here, but you know, things change. Which, I mean, I'm still going to wire that up. It's just, I got other things I want to do right now. It's a very beautiful day outside. And, well, you know, I kind of want to pedal around outside a little bit. So what we got? Look, you know, we got the 55, and we got the 72. And if you've been around for a little while, you know, I got another 72. Well, and I got another 72. This is a F100. That one's a F350. Dually. And I had wanted to build a 72 dually and actually do like the dually bed and all that. But honestly, I don't need two bump sides. I'm kind of ready for a little bit of a change from just straight up all forwards, you know what I'm saying? And if you've been paying attention, the old international loadstar over there, I talked about selling it, and I did put it up for sale. Nobody wanted to give me what I wanted for it. Well, then I know what I got kind of deals, but you know, everybody hits you in the knees. I get it, everybody wants a deal. But the more I've been looking at it, my plan with that was always take the cab and the front clip and throw it on a dually chassis. Slam her down, build a bed, an actual truck bed for it. Well, first and foremost though, here's our great workbench that's going to hold our tools, the 71 Torino. We'll be glad when that one gets in the shop. But you know, I'm just one man, it takes a little while. Also, why is there a daggum handsaw up under the hood here? I mean, what are we doing here? That's been there a while. Most definitely. Anyways, we're going to start off by pulling his hood off, see if we can get it over here on this one. And then I'll start pulling some connectors, start pulling some bolts. I'm probably going to have to cut the bolts on the bumper. I just don't see those working out well for me. So, I guess let's get started. All right, got the hood on there. Had to work some WD-40 in there to get them hinges to actually start wanting to move again. They've been up with no movement for a long time. Finally revealed the 390 in here. It's a big old behemoth. But now it is time to start looking. Well, we're going to pull this bumper off first, I believe. And then we'll be looking at all of our, I think it's 14 bolts to pull the front clip off of these. I think that's what it was on the. All right, of course the wind's blowing, so audio sucks, I'm sure. But got the front of it off. Hood's on that one. I slid the bumper aside because I might be able to save it for the 72 in there. It ain't gonna be perfect, but it's better than no bumper, you know what I'm saying? But I need to make this a little bit smaller and then maybe turn it into 3 pieces. Get it on the scrap trailer. That's gonna be about all I can do for today. Other than I might go ahead, take all these tires out of the bed of this, take a couple pictures, maybe go ahead and get this posted. Be nice to have this going soon. All right, got that front clip apart and on the scrap trailer. Scrap trailer's back behind the shop. Went ahead and took the tarp that was inside and covered up the engine. You know, I mean, she's stuck, but there ain't no point in it completely getting rained on all the time. So we got the hood on this. The hinges are finally working. Got them lubed up and worked them real good. Took all these old random wheels and tires and crap out of the bed. Left the drive shaft and a couple other little things. The rest that's just some garbage. Took some pictures. So if I have time here in a little bit, after I get to work, you know, I might post her up for sale. I'm not sure how much to ask. I need a little something for it, you know. All right. Now she has a front bumper on her, so she's not, you know, she ain't beautiful, but she don't look toothless no more. All right, so what I'm thinking, this is a few days later, by the way. You know, your boy trimmed up a little bit. But I don't know if y'all watched the video where we did the roll pan and everything and tail lights and stuff on the Dodge over there. But my hitch didn't work that I had bought. I knew there was a chance that it wouldn't. But I just did a small amount of trimming on my hitch that was already on it. And then actually scooted it back. Like I used the two back holes, or now the two front holes, and I just drilled a hole for the furthest one back. So there's what she looks like. Hopefully it'll be fine, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it'll be fine. But I'm gonna use that here in a minute, because otherwise I didn't have no way to hook a chain or anything else. But I was talking about building another gantry crane. But I mean, as long as I can get the truck up in here at an angle, I could use those, what, 10 by 10, 12 by 12, whatever those are up there, for my dadgum hoist to hoist the cab up. Hopefully, I gotta be able to get it up in there though first. This thing is a nightmare to move because there is no steering, because that rag joint there. I'm gonna cut them two little bolts off and gonna try to just connect it with two bolts from the steering shaft to where the rag bolt, or the rag joint bolts to. That way it's just a solid joint there. Hopefully I can get that to make it a lot easier to move this thing if I can steer it. Because she's so heavy, I was having to, it's kind of hard to manhandle the front of that thing, you know, like I did this. One, that has an engine in it. Two, it's a lot heavier duty. That's a neighbor coming by. What are you over on that side for?
Don't fall.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, push. All right, so as you've seen, me, the wife, and my son, well, my daughter helped a little bit, but then she ran off and played. She ain't all about it, okay? Got her up in here. I'm gonna be using them right up there to hopefully lift this thing up and get it off this tomorrow. I think there's only 4 bolts up underneath. 4, maybe 5, but I believe there's 4. There's one right there, one on the other side. Pretty sure there's 4. Might be a couple wires I might have to snip. I will have to undo the shifter or something, just at least make sure we can bring it up or whatever. Or it might just pull that hump out depending on how big the hump is. Or well, we might be able to get up in there. Why is a mess? Why is a mess? Anyways, we'll deal with that mess tomorrow. This is disgusting on the inside, as you can tell. but you know, I mean, the metal's still there. She just needs everything else. But that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. You know, as long as it ain't raining like crazy or nothing. Who knows? I just need it off there. And also, if somebody buys it, I don't know how they're going to get it. Not what I'm worried about at the moment. If I have to, I'll scrap it, okay? I don't want to, but I will if I have to. They can have these mugs for a package deal if they want, type of deal. So, as long as I get them gone, and I get me a couple dollars for them. But tomorrow is what we're doing. And then I'll roll that mug back out here in the driveway and something. After this, I need to see, I got an old dude wanting to buy the dump bed. I need to talk to him, make sure he still wants it, see when he can come get it. Because that would make it a lot easier to pull that cab in front end, or front clip without the bed there. Much easier. You know, unless we just cut the front of the thing there off, then I guess it wouldn't be terrible. But I'm not totally against it, if that's what needs to be happening, all right? We'll see, y'all. I'm rambling enough. All right, y'all. Well, I'm slacking this morning, but, you know, I finally got a little bit of light out here. But before I got some light, I got all 4 of the cab mount bolts undone and out. I had to undo the seat to be able to move it forward and take the gas tank out. That way I could get to the back too. But I got them. Proof. And now I am about to, I just got the boot to the shifter undone, pulled it up, ripped back some of that old carpet, and I'm about to take the hump out there, and that way I can get it out of the way, and then hopefully I can get this thing lifted up before having to go in and feed the kids some breakfast. All right, there's that. Now I got that big old hole. Hopefully I can wiggle that thing up through there. I'm sure there's gonna be some kind, I don't know if this one's just gonna roll down or not. I ain't gonna take doors off him. There we go. She just ain't been worked in a while. There we go. But now I'm sure there's gonna be a couple wires, hoses, something. But for the most part, everything should be undone. We'll know for sure when I start trying to lift her up, I guess. All right, so I got her hooked up. It is lifting up a little bit. So, you know, she's got some movement. So we're gonna continue. I do see a thing or two that I'm gonna have to, might take the sawzall to. But she is moving slowly. Now that I know this is gonna work, well, have a good idea this is gonna work. I'm wondering if this table over here can hold it after I move the chassis out. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see. Where's my saw at? All right, y'all, so I'm kind of at a predicament. She won't go up no higher. That ratchet strap won't get no tighter. I'm at the back wheels. I gotta get that over the back wheels. I'm thinking about pushing it back just a little bit, jacking the frame up, taking the back wheels off, just having it down on the jack or dolly, and pushing it out from under it that way since I can't get the cab any higher than it is now. This sucks. All right, so this is what's come down to. I got the wheels off. And well, I was gonna put it on these dollies, but the dollies are actually lower than the jack is. So I guess I'm just rolling this thing out on the jack. So, and trying not to bust my butt in the water and all that, so. All right, well, pushing 9 o'clock. I need to go in, take a shower, and attend to some kiddos. I'm sure they're driving their mama crazy while she's trying to get some work done. So, I need to at least get these tools inside the shop. And then, go take a shower. I'm disgusted. And I'm not exactly sure what route the rest of this video is going to take, but I mean, got that off there. That's out there. Somebody does buy it. I don't know how we're going to load it, but at least it's not on my chassis anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, well, as you can see, just got rid of the cab. Did a little trading. And got us an AOD transmission. Automatic overdrive for the old 55 over here. So, soon, she's a little cold and icy right now. So soon, we'll be cleaning that thing up a little bit. Hopefully it's in halfway decent shape. But we really needed that to be able to sit in the truck and see where some things are gonna need to be at. So it's another step there. I've been needing a transmission to move further. So there's that. So I really need the guy to come get that F-150 out of my way. This guy didn't want the truck and the cab, so hopefully this other guy comes through and actually gets the truck itself. So I guess next I need to decide if I'm gonna sell the old dude the dump bed off the truck International, or if I'm just gonna take the cab and front clip off of it and then try to sell him the whole truck or whatever. So I guess once it warms up some, we'll see if we can pull that too, okay? She ain't perfect, but she looks a whole lot better than she did. Now, I will have to come back, especially up here around the transmission and engine, front end and everything, and probably scrape. So I got some real thick stuff off that needs a lot more attention. Back here got a whole lot better. Most of that's just a little bit of surface rust. Apparently they've had a lot of things welded to the frame at certain points in its life. But yeah, the biggest part of the grime is up there as usual, and it takes a little longer to get all that off when it's that old. But got a pretty good start on cleaning that up. Went ahead and cleaned the concrete up. You know, I ain't trying to stain it too bad. It already looks rough enough for as new as it is. But then I went ahead and pressure washed off the front end with the old loadstar here. Been getting swarmed by wasps and bees the whole time. But she's a lot lighter than she was before. But I gotta get the pressure washer put up, go in, wipe some of this dirt off of me, and get ready for some night shifts. So, not exactly sure when I'm jumping back on this project, but last time I talked about finding out if old dude still wanted the dump bed, I have not talked to him yet. But he had also mentioned about maybe wanting these, like the wheels and tires and stuff off of it. What I'm debating on doing is chopping it right there. So basically just get something up under here to support the front end of it, and something up here to support the back end of this chopper there. Now, that's easily said and done. But how do I move this after the chop without it, you know? I'll have to figure something out on that. So, then I can just sell him there back. If he wants to, he can turn it into a dump bed trailer if he wants to, instead of just a dump bed truck. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. That was a few days ago. There was a funeral procession going by. That's why I said uh-oh and cut the phone off real quick. You know, got to pay you respects. But this is where I'm going to end that video at. We, you know, stripped down a couple trucks. Stripped down the truck, cleaned up the frame some, got rid of the cab, traded for some parts. And, you know, sometimes that's better than money, because sometimes them parts are a little harder to find. And when you do find them, people want a little too much for them. But next video on the loadstar / well, I guess technically loadstar, because that other cab's gone. So now it's just a loadstar build on that one. Yes, I probably didn't need to start another project, but it's some things that need to be done eventually. I mean, I got to do small things to lead up to get me ready to start doing that. And a couple of the big things was getting the cab off the other chassis, getting rid of it. And another big part is getting the cab and front clip and everything off of the loadstar chassis. Next video, I'll be doing that. Because right now, I kind of got my daddy's truck in the way and we're waiting on parts, so I can't really work on the loadstar at the moment where it's at. And that's where it needs to be at. So, we're going to end it right here. Hope y'all ain't mad at me for starting another project, even though I got about 1, 2, couple already unfinished ones. We're working on them. A little here, a little there. Your boy works full-time swing shift, okay? I mean, I got to work on stuff when I can. Some days it's easier to work on a different project than others, so we'll see y'all next time.